Okay, welcome back. Let's find the distance between 2 points. I'm on lesson 7.4. We're going to find the distance between 2 points. Okay, so we cannot count a diagonal line. So if we're asked to find the distance between of the line PQ, you cannot count diagonally. But what you can do is draw in legs and use the Pythagorean theorem. So we can draw in a vertical line and a horizontal line and count the distance of those two lines and use those as our legs in the Pythagorean theorem. Let's do it. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 square units long. So if you count, and everything's counting by one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units long. So this is 8 units long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long. Again, start at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 square units long. So these are now our legs. So let's use a squared plus b squared equals c squared to find the length of side PQ. Okay, so our two legs are 8 and 6. 8 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. 8 times 8 is 64. 6 times 6 is 36. So now let's add these two together because they are on the same side. So that equals 100. And then the square root of 100 is 10. 100 is a perfect square number. So side PQ is 10 units long. Okay, so we can draw in legs and count the legs. So let's do that. Okay, so now let's again find the distance of all three of these side lengths. So now this question actually says, what is the perimeter of this triangle? Well, in order to find the perimeter, that means you would add all the sides. So we'd have to find the lengths of all three sides. Okay, so now folks, again, any horizontal line or vertical line like this, we can count the length. So this is all, every unit is counting by one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7 square units long. Okay, but these other two lines, so for example, line PR, that's a diagonal line, and line QR, that's a diagonal line. I cannot count diagonally, so what I can do is draw in legs for those two sides. So let's find the length of PR. So I'm going to draw a leg here, and I'm going to draw a leg here. So I'm going to form that right angle. So now let's count the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 units long. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 units long. All right, so let's use the legs 5 and 4 in the Pythagorean theorem. So 5 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 5 times 5 is 25. 4 times 4 is 16. So 25 plus 16 is 41. And then let's find the square root of that. So the square root of 41 is 6.4. Make sure you're rounding correctly. So this length, the length of line PR is 6.4. Okay, so now let's find the length of QR, this side right here. So again, it's a diagonal line. I can't count it. I have to draw in legs and use the Pythagorean theorem. So let's draw in legs and make that right angle there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 square units long. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 square units long. So now we're going to use that in the Pythagorean theorem. 5 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. So now 5 times 5 is 25. 3 times 3 is 9. Let's add these two together. So 34. And now I'm going to find the square root of 34. So that is 5.8. Make sure you are rounding correctly. So now, folks, now that I found the length of all three sides, or whatever sides that we're asking about, now I can find the perimeter. So I'm going to add side PQ 6.4 plus 5.8 plus 7. So that equals 19.2. 19.2 would be my perimeter because now I can add all three sides. Okay, so let's take a look at walking through the park. You'll see a problem like this. Okay, so now this says, what is the length of the shortcut in meters? So the directions say you start at point P and you walk along the outside of the park. So if you start at point P and you walk this way from here to here is 40. It tells you right there. So you walked 40 meters this way, and then you're walking along the outside of the park. So now you walk from here to here. So this is actually 85. It actually tells you right here, this is 85 from here to here. 85 meters. And then it says you take a shortcut represented by the line PQ. So then you took a shortcut all the way back here. So it wants to know what's the length of that shortcut. Well, if you walked 40 meters this way and 85 this way, these are your legs. So 85 squared plus 40 squared equals c squared. Okay, so now let's work this out. 85 times 85 is 7,225. 40 times 40 is 1,600. Okay, so let's add those two together because they are on the same side. 8,825. And then let's square root that. So the square root of that is, round correctly, 93.9. So the length of the shortcut is 93.9 meters. Now it says, the second part of this says, what's your total length of the walk in the park? Well, if you walked 40 meters this way, 85 this way, and then 93.9 this way, that means add all of those up, find the perimeter. So 40 plus 85 plus 93.9 is 218.9 meters. That's your total walk in the park. Okay, let's try another one, folks. So let's take a look at one like this where if you notice, the graph is counting by twos. Every line is counting by twos. So if you want to count by ones, you're going to have to move a line at a time to count by ones. Okay, so this says, what's the distance between P and R? Well, that's a diagonal line. So draw in your legs. So draw a line straight down and a line straight across, and then let's count. So if every line is counting by twos, 2, 4. This is 4 units long. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2, 4, 6, and then only halfway over, which represents 1. So this is 7 units long. So and then 4 squared plus 7 squared equals c squared. So 4 times 4 is 16. 7 times 7 is 49. Let's add these two together, and that's 75. And then let's square root that. So C is 8.7. Make sure you're rounding correctly. So the length of line PR is 8.7 units long. Okay, let's try another one of those. So suppose you're walking, suppose a park is located 3.6 miles east of your home. So here's your home. So east is this way. So this is your park, and that was, park 3.6. And then you've got the library is 4.8 miles north, so north is up. Here's the library, and that's 4.8. And it says, what's the shortest distance between your home and the library? So here it's asking for the length between your home and the library. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 3.6 squared plus 4.8 squared equals c squared. So that means 12.96 plus this times this is 23.04. Add those two together,